It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Howdy, little lady.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
Oh, yes.
And a goal to scour Britain for antiques.
Looking for some bargains?
The aim? To make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
Yes.
It is my lucky day.
And valiant losers.
I actually can't believe that.
Annoying.
Will it be the high road to glory?
Yo. Or the slow road to disaster.
This is Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. It's a dreich morning and we're off to Scotland.
Cattle grit. The weather's getting better.
Which bit of it is getting better?
It is, look, it is. It's not as misty.
We're bracing the weather with silver lover Margie Cooper and glass aficionado Mark Hill, who are hurtling along in a 1980 MGB Roadster.
It's the last leg!
I know. Can't believe it.
Gone in a flash, just like that.
This yellow car cheers you up, doesn't
It
it?
does. A ray of sunshine, a sunbeam.
She's held up well considering the ground she's covered. These two kick things off in West and North Yorkshire for the first 3 legs of the trip before finally crossing the border into Scotland for the 4th leg. Now our antique amigos are heading towards the Scottish capital.
It'd be nice to buy something really fab today, wouldn't it?
It would. What's really fab to you? Because I've got something in my head.
A nice novelty piece of silver or... Certainly won't be a glass bowl.
Oh, did someone say glass bowl?
A glass bowl.
Mark must wake up if he wants to rain on Margie's parade this leg. She's stormed to victory so far, kicking off with a win thanks to a rather whip-smart purchase on the first leg.
Hey!
And a few silver selections on the second leg.
Thank you.
What a lovely surprise.
But she was only just getting started clinching victory again on the third outing.
Bravo.
And doubling down with a 4th win thanks to a doggy trinket box.
Grand tour all the way to profit.
Yeah.
So it's already 4-0 to Margie, but can Mark stand in the way of a clean sweep this time round?
I need to find that one thing. It'll be out there somewhere. In Scotland. In Edinburgh.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure we're going to be able to see any. This is a morning from where?
Our first stop will be Inverkeithing. But first, our prolific pair are making a stop in Dander Hall on the outskirts of Edinburgh. A former mining village that once served coal shafts across Lothian. But there's still plenty of mining to be done today at Drum Farm Antiques for our pair, who have £200 each to spend this trip.
Ladies first.
So I must say, I love your jacket.
Thank you so much. We're brightening up this very grey day here, aren't we?
Fun dubby daisy, mate.
I've got you to lead up, you know, I mean, really.
Right.
Here we go.
Oh, let's go.
There's 7,000 square feet of wares to be unearthed here, and dealer Ian is on hand to help our duo strike gold.
Right in the middle of the tools. You've got a cricket plane. Oh, look at that. Super badge for Bedford School. Now, that's probably what? How old's that? Going back mid-20th century, probably. Unfortunately, there's no name in it. I'd love to see who that was. And it's £22. Oh, things you find in antique shops.
It's just not quite the right fit for Margie on this occasion. What's Mark sizing up?
Now that is something I like a lot. So what we're looking at is a studio glass ball vase designed by a pioneering glassmaker called Michael Harris. He founded his first company in Malta, and the company was called Medina Glass. And then when he left that company in 1972, he founded a new company on the Isle of Wight. And this range, which is known as tortoiseshell, was one of his absolute hallmark ranges of the late 1970s and the early 1980s. And the patterning and the coloration on this one is fantastic. So I normally talk when I'm looking at these things about sort of seeing with your hands, but actually turning this one over, I can see with my eyes that, oh my goodness, look at that. There's a whopping great crack in the bottom. Oh no. The price says £48, and that would have been, with a little bit of a discount, a really nice buy. With a crack, it stays right where it is.
Now, how's our Margie doing? Found any cracking deals yet?
This is a very decorative horn, isn't it? Gramophone horn.
Well, come on, give us a tune.
This is like massive raspberry rather than...
Well, that's just about right, isn't it?
It's meant to emit the sounds of the beauty of the human voice, an
Try again.
orchestra.
I'll try again. That's better.
That's better.
Is it for you?
Definitely for me. Get your gramophone collector out. Yeah, but £115?
Quite dear, isn't it? Well, it's back to vinyl, aren't they?
They are indeed. Well, that's the original. That would have had a gramophone attached to it at one point.
Brass in my mouth now. And it's taken all my lipstick off.
I think we need a bit of a palate cleanser after that one.
Furniture. Chairs. Don't really want chairs. But that's quite nice, isn't it? Footstool. A long footstool. Quite handy. Mahogany, nice mahogany, bun feet. It's Edwardian. The tapestry top's not brilliant, but that's a simple thing to cover. Yeah, you'd use it in your home, wouldn't you? It's a sort of footstool for two. But I'm just looking at the ticket, it's £68. That's a bit too dear. If I can get it down to 40, 45, maybe there's a chance. But, you know, I like it, and footstools generally sell. Yep, let's have a go at that.
Nice thing. Let's see what Margie can do.
Ian.
Hi, Marjorie, how are you?
I'm very well. Had a
Good.
jolly good look round.
Good.
Had some interesting things. There's a footstool, a long,
Right, long.
footstool, yeah, which I quite like,
Okay,
but it's too dear.
is it?
60.
All right, okay.
68.
65.
68 it was.
68,
I'm
was
being
it?
honest with you, it's 68.
Right,
But I
okay.
quite like it. It's quite a nice thing for 40.
Can we meet in the middle?
Not really, but I will.
45?
If you say so.
Footing that bill leaves Margie with 155 smackers still in her purse.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, what's Mark up to?
So what we're looking at here are some vintage skis. So these appear to be laminated, judging by the sandwich of woods that have been glued together to create these. They've got their sticks as well, and they're this nice, bright blonde wood, and they've still got their transfers on. 45 quid. I've got to make a bit of money on that for some vintage laminated skis. I rather like these, actually.
Nice find. Let's hope the negotiations stay on track.
Ian,
Mark, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
It's amazing here. There is a load to see.
It's a lot of stuff.
I'm going to go a little bit off-piste here and ask you about the skis.
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
The vintage
Gist,
skis, yeah. So they've got 45 on them.
Right.
How close to 20 can we do?
25?
You've got a deal. Thank you very, much indeed.
Thank you.
20 and 5.
Thank you very much.
Thank you most kindly.
Sure you'll do well with
Excellent.
them.
I
Thank
hope
you.
so. Thank you very much. I'll go collect them. Thanks.
That deal leaves Mark with 175 quid still to splash. Lovely. Our pair are straight back in the MGB, now heading for the heart of Edinburgh. Margie's making her way to the famous Edinburgh Meadows, a park that was a loch in a previous life. She's popping into nearby Courtyard Antiques. A charming store hidden down a city centre lane with 2 floors of antiques waiting to be discovered. Owner Lewis is on hand if she has any inquiries.
Victorian box, mahogany box, and whee, look at that. And you've got a complete set. That is lovely, isn't it? What a nice set. It's a fruit set, £40. And these are dating back to 1900? No, it's in fabulous nick. It would be nice if the ferrule was silver, but it's not. But what a beautiful set. 12. Silver-plated, fruit knives and forks. Beauty presented in lovely green satin and velvet. This one's been tucked away somewhere safe because the box is in good nick. That's been tucked away somewhere for over 100 years. Very nice. Like it.
That could be a buy already. So while Margie searches on, Mark has made his way through Edinburgh city centre to Leith. This buzzing port district has evolved into one of the city's trendiest neighbourhoods and is home to the royal yacht Britannia herself. On the south banks of the water of Leith, you'll also find the Edinburgh Antique Centre, which hosts an entire upper floor of treasure worthy of royalty. Dealer Drew is at the helm today in case we get into choppy waters. Thank you, sir.
How do I get in to see the treasure? What I'm looking at is a little fernware brooch. And actually, it's not flat-printed fern patterns. You've actually got these three-dimensional leaves coming over the top. Now, everyone says mid-century modern, Victorian is out. But I love a little bit of Victorian style and elegance.
I think it's about time we had a closer look, don't you? Drew, we need a hand here.
Key.
Aha, it's this one.
Right. It's always the opposite way around from the way you think it's going to be.
There it is. I just think that's a really nice-looking piece. What I think that's probably pinchbeck or something like that.
Yes, I agree, yes.
Pinchbeck is a form of brass alloy that mixes copper and zinc to resemble gold in appearance. Lovely.
And what's on the back here? So it looks like it's got a piece of glass on the back. So I wonder whether that was maybe for morning uses. You could put hair in it or something.
Yeah.
It's not gold, but
No.
it is that sort of Victorian obsession with botany and ferns. I think that's a stylish piece. What would be the best price on that, do you think?
I will need to make a call. It's one of our dealers.
Best price. Very best price.
I will go and give them a call, Mark, and see what they come up with. You've got a Victorian brooch, it's £38. And what would be your very best on that? OK. Mark,
Hello.
I've managed to get a hold of the dealer,
OK.
and she is willing to do it for £30 for you.
30 whole pounds.
Yes,
OK, let me have a think about that. I really... Can I have another... I need another...
certainly.
Handle. You know, it's all in the handling, isn't it?
Playing it cool, as always, I see. Seems he's going for one last browse before sealing a deal. How's Margie doing back over at the Meadows? Anything to go with the fruit eaters?
Ah. Here we go. 1960s dog called Snoopy. And he's by Fisher-Price, which is a very, very good maker.
Founded in New York, they've been making toys since 1931.
I think there's a bit of mileage in this. Sort of like, what, 50, 60 years old? The child would put a string on there and walk along like that with him. There's no price on it. It's well made, because Fisher-Price made good toys, very good toys. Should we go for it? Yeah, let's go for it.
Well, looks like she's taking him to the till regardless. So that's the doggo, along with the fruit cutlery, that has a ticket price of £40. Let's see if there's a deal to be done.
Right, Lewis, let's find
Very
this.
nice.
So it's a pull-on Fisher-Price dog.
Yep.
Can that be cheap and cheerful?
Very cheap, 20.
Right, that's that. And then there's a fruit set. It's only plate, but it's in amazing condition.
Yes.
They're not the best of sellers, but how much can that be?
20 as well?
Yep, 20.
40 for the two.
20 for the two.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
Oh, yeah, it's a while ago since I've been. There you go. Right, here we go, Snoopy. We're off. Thanks a lot.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ah, what a good boy. So that's £20 for the doggo and another 20 for the fruit cutlery, leaving Margie with 115 smackaroonies to play with tomorrow. And we're just waiting for Mark now. Has he sealed the deal on the brooch, or has he spotted something else?
Hey, gently does it. So it looks a little bit sort of globby, but what attracted me to this particular glass vase is this sort of almost watery feel to the bowl here. So it almost feels like flowing water, and that's a design feature. Indicates to me that this is a piece produced by Royal Brierley. So this dates from from the 1920s or 1930s. And underneath it, we have the name Constance Spry. And Constance Spry kind of revolutionised floristry and flower arrangement. Not only did she design, but she also taught. She produced many books, so she was an educator in floristry too. Her style was free. It didn't use always expensive flowers. Everybody could participate. My only concern is that it is a bit small, dumpy, and sort of almost inelegant. But it does have that Constance Spry name. Her glass doesn't quite fetch as much as the pottery yet. But you know what? I've only ever seen another one of this small shape, perhaps because it was perceived as too dumpy at the time. But you know what? For 25 quid, if I can knock a little bit off that, I'm prepared to give that a go.
You just can't keep him away from his beloved glass, can you? Shall we see if Drew will do a deal along with the brooch?
Drew, hello.
Mark,
Thank you very much for helping me with the brooch,
you're welcome.
which I love. And I've also found something else which I love, which is this sort of slightly dumpy glass vase here.
OK.
So that was 30. We've got 25 on here.
Yes.
What's the very best that we can do for both?
I can take 5 off that, so we could be £50 in total.
50? Any chance of 45?
Oh, yes,
Come on. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Fantastic.
Nicely done. So that's £30 for the brooch and 15 for the glass vase, which leaves Mark with 130 to play with. Great.
Thank you very much, kind sir. Goodbye.
So, after a hard day's shopping, Margie has scooped Mark up in the MGB for some well-deserved R&R.
Let's celebrate.
With neeps and tatties.
Nips, tatties, and a wee bit of haggis. Single malt.
Eesh. I can't do more than 1 or 2 wee drams, I'm afraid.
You're not good with alcohol.
No, now there's a question.
I'll duck out of that before the trouble starts, I reckon. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow, remember? Nighty-night.
Oh,
It's all right.
what's
It's
the
all
matter?
right.
The sun's arisen and Mark and Margie are exploring more dramatic climbs as they return to Edinburgh.
Oh, look, horses.
Oh, they're pretty. Do you know much about horses?
I do.
Oh, you are a dark horse.
Had one of my own.
Did you?
It was a hand-me-down from my sister.
A hand-me-down. So some people get an old jumper or a
Yes,
pair
a
of jeans or
hand-me-down.
Wellington boots, and you get a horse.
I got to about 15 and became totally allergic to horses. And I started to not feel very well when I rode the flipping horse.
What?
Margie was back in the saddle yesterday. She brought in 3 buys: the Victorian long footstool, the set of Edwardian knives and forks, and the 1960s still working toy dog.
I think there's a bit of mileage in this.
She has £115 remaining.
Tell you what, the heat in this thing is like...
I know. It is, yeah. Did you go to saunas?
I love saunas.
No, I think they're a bit claustrophobic.
Mark doesn't sweat the small stuff, though. Yesterday, he bought those 20th century Swedish skis, a vase by Constance Spry, and the 19th century brooch.
I love a little bit of Victorian style.
He's left with £130 for the final day's shopping.
Final day for me is about spotting it, spotting that one thing.
Yeah.
Sniffing out those bargains.
Yeah. I told you not to use that word.
What?
Bargains.
I still think it's it's descriptive.
It's not. Isn't it funny you have words you don't like?
Moist, I hate
I
that.
don't like snacks.
Snacks. I tell you what I hate as well, function room.
Well, before any more snacks, function rooms or bargains, our smarty pats are pucking up in Edinburgh to explore one of the oldest surviving orders of chivalry in the world, the Order of St. John.
Nice building.
Wonderful building. After you, my dear.
Thank you, Danny.
Margie's going to investigate the modern focus of what is an order of knights, while Mark's arranged a meeting with the librarian Duncan Macara.
Hello, Duncan.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the Chancery.
to learn of its origins.
So what is the Order of St John?
The Order of St John is an international charity dating back to the late 11th century when merchants from Amalfi established a hospital. It then took on a military role for the defence of the Kingdom of Jerusalem.
The Order of St John was a dominant military unit during the First Crusades. As their power and wealth increased, they formed global chapters known as tongues.
So you had the tongue of Italy, the tongue of France, of Castile, the tongue of England, based at Clerkenwell, to which were attached knights from Scotland, Wales, Ireland.
As part of his religious reformation, Henry VIII dissolved the order based in Clerkenwell, but in the 19th century, Scotsman Donald Currie was given authority to bring the English tongue back.
That was when there were attempts to revive the order.
That restored order established charitable ambulance associations for the first time in newly industrialised England.
But that must have been so valuable at a time when sort of Britain's industry is booming and mushrooming to actually have first aid support and education.
Very much so. But the sight of uniformed volunteers in sort of quasi-military uniform, some sections of the public regarded them as almost body snatchers.
Public approval of the order's unprecedented charity only came when future King Edward VII rallied behind it.
He encouraged his mother, Queen Victoria, to grant it its royal charter.
Promoting health relief in England and Wales in the early 20th century, the Order of St John made a grand return to Scotland in 1947.
So we're sitting in front of this rather magnificent sword, and how is this used by the Order today, presumably ceremonially?
Indeed, the sword of temporal jurisdiction. The sword was made by a London silversmith using a blade by Wilkinson specifically for the installation of the Prince of Wales as Grand Prior in a ceremony at St John's Gate, Clerkenwell, on the 18th of July, 1888.
Since its revival, St John's has grown to more than 160,000 volunteers on a mission to promote the relief of sickness and suffering around the globe. Margie is on her way to meet Deborah McKinnon and find out about the charity's latest groundbreaking scheme focused on defibrillators.
How does the defibrillator connect with this St John's order?
Around 70 people a week in Scotland need CPR in their home, at work or out in public. But if we can get a defibrillator onto them within the first critical few minutes, then that massively increases their chances of survival.
Yeah.
We provide defibrillators to the community. We provide some money. The community does their own fundraising. Once the defibrillators are out in the community, we provide training.
Can anybody be trained to do CPR?
Absolutely, anybody can be trained to do CPR.
Yeah.
You'd be a very good candidate.
I'd very much like to
Why
learn.
don't we try teaching you, Margie?
Thought you'd never ask.
Since 2015, over 640,000 people in Scotland have gained CPR skills. Today, Debbie is dedicated to boosting Margie's and Mark's.
Okay, well, the very first thing we have to do is make sure the area is safe and clear, so we
Right.
don't harm ourselves, because if we harm ourselves, we're no good to them.
Yeah.
We're going to put the pads on while you're doing CPR.
And I keep going.
Yep, keep going.
Only 15% of people in the UK express confidence in using a defibrillator.
Right, where's number
keep
two?
going.
Skin of the patient.
Training like this is crucial in teaching key steps.
Do not
Golly.
touch the patient.
So step back,
Analysing.
wait until it's flashing.
Stand clear. Press the shock delivered.
We've given him a shock. Mark, do you want to get back on and do some more CPR?
Checking for responsiveness, calling 999 and starting CPR before help or the pre-programmed easy-to-use defib arrives is all important.
Thank you very much. The ambulance is right
coming.
outside.
We saved him, Margie.
We saved him. Gosh, that's worth knowing, actually.
It is well worth knowing.
You did so well. I'm so impressed. Well done.
Mark and Margie, they make a great team. May the care and compassion promoted by the Order of St John since the 11th century endure another 1,000 years. It sure brought the best out in these two. who are now moving on to Inverkeithing, a port town set on the Firth Forth. Snooker legend Stephen Hendry went to school here. Mark's no doubt hopeful he can snooker Margie at the final shop, Fleming's Furniture and Antique Centre.
I'm off, you see. A hop, skip and a jump and I'm away.
Flipping cheek.
He's such a gent. Probably best to conserve energy anyway, to get through the 2 floors worth of vintage ceramics, toys and much more on offer here.
Playtime is over. Lessons about to start.
Mark has a studious look about him at least, and Sandra's the one they want to play teacher's pet to. She's looking after the shop.
Oh, blimey. Now, this is the sort of thing I love. Let me see if I can get this cabinet open. Let me just get up there and do that. There we go. Oh, my goodness gracious. What amazing condition. So what we're looking at is a little box here. And if I open it up, it is an advertising box for Clark & Co.'s Anchor Sewing Cottons.
Founded in 1865, Clark & Co. were a thread manufacturer based in Paisley, a town with a rich history in textiles.
So, first of all, we've got advertising memorabilia, but it's a little railway carriage as well, so we've got railway interest as well. And then we've got for rates, weights and dimensions of parcels, see bottom of box. I turn it upside down, and there indeed are the different costs for inland postal parcels. But you know, one thing I don't think it has is age. It just looks a little bit too clean. I think there might be older components here, but, you know, if you see something like this, be suspicious. And I wonder whether a collector who can't afford or find an original railway carriage for Anchor Sewing Cottons, maybe they'd like to add this to their collection. Wowzers, 65 quid. You know what? That is steaming its way to a buy.
Even as a reproduction, it could be of interest to a collector. Now, what's Margie up to? She seems to be perusing the hardware section.
Now, it's very nice here. This is quite quirky, isn't it? Well, it's a Victorian push bell, either on the front door of a house or could be a lift.
Scotsman William Murdoch invented the first mechanical doorbell in 1817. Push bells like this came in much later.
It's £40. About 1890. Got age, and I'm sure it could be made to work. It could be adapted to work. But yeah, quite like that. Never seen one before. I'm going to carry on anyhow and see if I can find anything else.
Margie's keen to soak it all in.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You stupid boy.
And that is for getting me with the horn earlier on.
Oh my gosh. Don't need that at this time of day.
What goes round comes around.
Hey, I do love a bit of Art Deco pottery. And here we're looking at a really typical piece designed by Charlotte Reed for Crown Ducal. So she was very well known for tube lining. And tube lining is best thought of if you're sort of like icing a cake or something and you're piping the icing on. Effectively imagine piping on coloured glazes or clay and then filling in the little cells that it creates with differently coloured glazes. Looking all around it, it doesn't appear to be damaged anywhere, which is great. So there are no chips or cracks that I can see. This is good news. £50, definitely not feeling blue after finding this one.
Brace yourself, Sandra.
Hello.
Mark, how can I help you today?
You can hopefully help me by
Sure I
giving me
can.
the best price for 2 objects that I found.
Okay.
So we've got this little railway carriage here, and we've got a Crown Ducal dish by Charlotte Reed. We've got 65 and 50.
Which is £115 altogether.
80. Do I move my hand towards you? I do, don't I? Thank you, Sandra. A lot of thinking time there, but the right answer. Thank you so very much.
It means Mark has £50 remaining after the final shop.
Lovely. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much, Sandra.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
But Margie hasn't quite finished.
Right, so I'm still searching hard. I've just seen this, actually. No, I don't know. This is a Victorian silver-plated teapot. And when it started life, it had a milk and it was a 4-piece tea set. It's not a terribly good thing to buy as far as commercially, but I can't help but just look at the work in that. Just think it's £18, right? It's about 18.80. So I'm going to go and take it and see if we can add up, do some sums.
Margie needs to work out the teapot and the Victorian push bell, which has a ticket price of £40.
Right. Now then, I'm not expecting a penny piece off that.
Lovely.
£18. But the square brass bell,
OK, so you want a wee discount
I would
on
like
that?
a, well, not a wee, extra wee.
£25 maybe?
That's fine. So
Okay.
that's 18, 25, 43.
Spot on.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed. That's some money.
It all means Margie's left with £72 in her pocket after her final shop.
So that's £2 change for yourself then?
Yeah, that could be winning or losing for
Well,
me.
you never know. It all counts. There you go, there's your £2 change. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much
Take care.
indeed. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're going to run down and break your plate.
No, I'm not going to run down. I'm coming down serenely, gently.
Neither Mark nor Margie want nerves to get the better of them as they head towards the final destination.
It all comes down to the fall of the gavel.
The proof of the pudding will be in the eating.
Proof of the pudding will be in the bidding.
Let's celebrate.
Don't pop the confetti just yet. The auction is incoming. Nighty-night. The last auction of the trip has arrived. After snaking their way north all the way from South Yorkshire to Edinburgh, Margie and Mark have whisked their final wares down to Brettles Auctioneers in Newport, Shropshire, to get them under the gavel one last time. And one last chance for Mark to avoid the total defeat of a clean sweep to Margie.
The last auction coming up.
You might have to give me some support here, Margie. It's been fab fun, but boy, oh boy, I'm getting hit at these auctions.
His luck has got to change sometime. Bidders are poised and waiting in the sale room, on the phones, and bids have been left on the book with auctioneer Jemima Brettle.
Here we go at 65.
For his last chance saloon, Mark has spent £150 of his budget across 5 lots. Any hidden gems that could save him this time round, Jemima?
So you've got the mid-20th century skis. They're a lot of fun and, they should sell well.
There's hope for him yet, then. Margie, on the other hand, has spent £128 of her budget across 5 lots. Anything that could carry her to victory?
The Edwardian canteen of mother of pearl handled cutlery. These are really quality items, really well crafted, just nice things.
All right, chums, let's get this party started, shall we?
Settled and ready.
First under the gavel, we've got Mark's charming little pinchbeck brooch.
It's just an unusual shape. There's sort of something almost like an eye about it as well, and it's made out of pinchbeck.
Does that mean it's £30?
Ooh, the sound of silence. Oh, golly.
It's very quiet all of a sudden.
Gosh, it is.
Oh, look, some tumbleweed.
20 is bid. At 20 bid now. At 20 bid now. Coming in at 2 anywhere. At 20. 2, 5. Oh, that works. At 25. At 25 now. I'm selling it £25. There we go.
Oh, that is such a brooch for 25 quid.
I know.
Oh, well, fool's gold after all, it seems.
If someone got a good deal, I hope they
did.
enjoy wearing it.
They did.
Let's see if Margie can find a ringing endorsement.
I bought a push, a door, like a doorbell.
Coming at 20 for it.
Oh, no, she hasn't
20.
got 20.
Oh, no, asking 20.
I'm asking 20. Somebody push a bell.
Likely, she's asking 20.
I jumped the gun
Right,
there,
yeah,
sorry.
Pushing my buttons a little bit. Right? £10. Well, they're pushing mine by not bidding. £10, come on. 5, 8, 10. At 10 now bid. At 10 now. Coming in at 12 anywhere. At 10, 12. At 12 now bid. At 12 now. At 12 now bid now. Coming in at 15, 18. 18 bid now. Selling for £18. Legend.
Not quite saved by the bell there.
I don't know what to say about that.
No, didn't ring your bell.
No, it didn't.
Maybe a serving of Mark's Art Deco will satisfy the sale room's appetite.
For me, it's a wonderful fusion between the colour and the sort of exotic influences of Art Deco and an Art Deco shape. So you've got pattern and shape.
Something at 30 for it, 20 for it, £10 for it. Charlotte Reed, signed up, ready to go. Bid, £10 bid at 10, 12, at 12, 15 bid, at 15, it's an 18 bid, at 18 bid, no, it's all right, leave that one now. At 18 bid in the room, 20, 2, at 22 in the room now, at 22 now, coming in at 5. One more, please. 8, at 28, thank you. At 28 now, coming in at 30 anywhere. I'm selling in the room at £28. Here we go, last chance. Last time I asked today for £28.
It is what it is.
I think Mark might have the auction blues again.
And it's a lovely buy for somebody.
And you'd buy it again?
I would buy it again. I'm a big Charlotte Reed fan, and the colours are magnificent.
Well, onwards and upwards. Margie still has a few items on the boil. Anyone fancy a cuppa?
You're just about to see the nicest silver teapot you've ever seen in your life.
My entire life.
But there's one drawback.
Right.
It's silver plate.
Yes.
I'm starting in at 10, 12, 15, 18.
Done it.
Well done.
18, 20 bid now. At 20 bid now, coming in at 2 anywhere. Last chance, last time I ask, I'm selling for £20. Here we go at 20.
Another profit. Mark could be in hot water here.
Well done.
Bargain of the day.
Yeah, lovely thing.
Perhaps a bit of Mark's beloved glass can come to the rescue.
There's this very sort of watery effect.
And is it marked?
It is Royal Brierley with a Constant Spry facsimile signature on the bottom.
Spotted.
Starting at 30. Surely 30. £20 then. 20 bid. At 20 bid, I've got 20 bid. At 22. I'm giving it away. I'm giving it away. Here we go. Final warning. Don't look, anyone. No one look. I'm selling for £22. Here we go at 22.
That's better. His glass never lets him down.
At least I made a profit. I'm happy.
Oh, good.
But Margie won't take a comeback sitting down, that's for sure.
I bought a footstool.
And I can start the bidding in at, well, I have got a bid of £10, but I can start the bid in, I can start the bid in at 35 online, 38, at 38, £40. That £40, 42, at 42 now. I'm selling then, here we go, final warning. Here we go, at 42. There we go.
Not so bad.
No.
Well, stripped her of a bit. A small loss for the footstool.
Still a shame. I expected 65.
Mark's chance to get some momentum. Now, let's see if his vintage skis gather any interest.
If you're an ardent skier, you might want to have these sort of propped up somewhere in the kitchen or the hallway, put them on the wall. You know?
You can make clothes, coat racks and things.
You can, I've seen that.
Yeah, I can start the bidding in at 22.
Hey,
You're in here.
I think I'm all right.
2, 5, 8, 40.
They're moving from all the night.
£40, that £40 bid.
Ooh.
42. At 42, 5, put them in the chalet. At 48, at 48 now, 50. At 50.
This is good news. I've doubled my money.
5, 55, 60, and £60. Here we go then. For £60, final warning, it's 60.
Well done. You've done all right.
Fantastic.
He's picking up speed now. Mark could be heading for his first victory after all.
That's good. I'm pleased with that.
I bet you are.
Is it all downhill for Margie, or are we barking up the wrong tree?
You never guess what I bought.
Oh, go on. What?
One of those pull-along Snoopy dolls.
Oh, I had one of those as a boy when I was a child.
Fat as a lot,
Yes.
yeah. Well, he's a bit battered.
And I could start the bidding in at £12. At 12 now, bid now, coming in at 15 anywhere. At £12, I am selling Snoopy, the dog is sold.
Snoopy.
For 12, 15 bid. At 15 bid now, coming
in at the
18
last
anywhere.
minute.
At 15 now, where's 18? Here we go, for £15, we go at 15.
Do you know mine will always be invaluable?
Where is it?
Probably in the loft at home. I'm going to go and
still
find
got
it.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. A disappointing loss there. Moving swiftly on.
Will you have kept it? Seriously?
Somewhere up in the loft.
Oh.
I'm going to have to find one now.
Mark's still on track for a late victory here, if he can get this next lot over the line.
Some bits of it seemed to be original to me, but I think it was put together really well by a very ardent collector.
Might be right.
Could be right.
I start the bidding in at 18, 20,
Hey,
2,
it's
5.
moving.
At 25. At 25 now bid. 28, 30 bid. At 32. At 32 now bid. At 32 now. I'm selling at £32. It's all right, final winning at 32.
It was always a punt, and quite frankly, it could have gone worse.
You gotta take
Could
a
have gone
punt.
a lot worse.
Oh dear. We've come off the rails a bit, I think.
You gotta take a punt in life.
I'm a risk taker, me, as you.
As I can see.
Margie's one big sail away from a clean sweep, but she'll need a decent profit here to claim the prize. You could cut the tension in here with a knife. Anyone got one?
Edwardian, absolutely. Spit brand new, as they say in the car trade. Did you know that?
Spit brand new.
Spit brand new.
I can start the bidding straight in at 10, 12, 15, 18, 20, jump to 40 now.
There you go.
I thought 40.
At 40, 2, 5, 8, 50. At £50, 5, 60. At £60, 5.
They
At
were
65.
perfect.
I just wanted to scare you at the beginning bit, really. At 65.
It worked.
At 60. Here we go at 65.
Don't you get entranced by this
Well
business?
Done.
You do.
You.
They sure carved up some profit.
You can't believe how things survive.
Next day,
Fabulous.
Yeah, good. Well,
Well
we've got to go
done.
and check the figures.
Yeah, come on. Let's just sort it out.
What a roller coaster, eh? So this time round, Mark made a small loss after sale room fees ending up with £186.94p. Margie, on the other hand, has stormed to a late victory again with a small profit of £3.20, handing her the ultimate glory of a clean sweep across the week. All profits go to children in need.
Congratulations, my dear. Fabulous wins,
Thanks.
fabulous
Oh,
objects.
it's been fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Do you know, I have, and actually, I feel like a winner because I've had a road trip with you.
Oh, God, don't.
We had fun,
Don't
right?
get me started. Don't
Oh,
get me started.
bless you.
There have been a lot of wise words on this trip.
I feel a bit thrutched up.
Bit what?
It's a Lancashire phrase.
And some strong ones too.
I told you not to use that word.
What?
Bargus.
But despite Margie's clean sweep,
Bravo.
they haven't had a bad word to say about each other.
You stupid boy.
Well, not really.
Suits you, though. You suit yellow. Yeah. Matches your sunny personality.
Ah.
Cheerio! Next on the trip,
What's your MC name?
MC Big Boy. James Braxton and Natasha Raskin-Sharp take the plunge,
It's almost coming alive, isn't it?
buying unbeatable items
Starting a band. Are you kidding?
and haggling hard.
I've got to rob you blind for every last bit of cash in your pocket, have I?
That's the spirit.